The World of Warcraft community is inhabited by troglodytes. Both versions of the game, retail and classic, are infected. Both of these communities absolutely hate each other and therefore rarely rationally discuss the pros and cons of each of these shitbox games. Today, I go behind enemy lines. I play retail World of Warcraft, and I do this in an attempt to not only understand, but empathize. No, I come here to freaking dominate. I am tired of you brain dead retail players in my comments saying the game is hard. I'm gonna destroy this soulless game. I'm gonna prove this game is a joke. You wasted 20 years of your life just to suck at this terrible game. And so I decided to try out Dragonflight for myself. To prove my point, I started with a simple goal. Get myself into the hardest content the game has to offer and beat the big baddie for the current phase on the highest difficulty after 2 days of playing the game. That's right, the Mythic Raider speedrun. A tall feat if you ask anyone that actually plays this game. But I'm not just anyone, baby. I'm an unemployed gamer.
You are a loser.
Now, I played Shadowlands for a week, so I actually had a decent starting point. I had several characters that were close to the level cap for the expansion, and since I play on an Affliction Warlock in Wrath of the Lich King and absolutely shred, it seemed like a no-brainer. Playing a Warlock would minimize my learning curve and give me the best shot at completing my goal. I slid Bobby a crispy 35 bill and I was off. So begins Chapter 1, Leveling. I loaded into the game and immediately realized I had made a terrible mistake. There's so much freaking stuff in this game and I have no idea what to do. Every WoW expansion has a sort of campaign, a rough storyline in which you should follow to level from current level to max level. Throughout this campaign, you get to learn the story, you get new sick items and learn the mechanics, and most importantly, it's usually the fastest way to level up. However, the issue was, I wasn't 60 yet, so I couldn't start the campaign. Big Daddy Blizzard hadn't given me the quest to say, hey, this is where you start the quest line you just paid $35 for. I was completely lost and completely uninterested in starting off where I left off last time I played. I was at the same spot where I literally said, this game fucking sucks, I'm done, and logged off for almost a year. Luckily, I had some help from a friend that knew what to do.
We're going to go to the no-cood elite area, the power leveling area, and we're going to power level you from 56 to 60 so you can start the campaign.
My man.
After being dragged to 60, my friend told me the words I would soon come to hate.
Now we just have to start the campaign. We just have to do a few quests, and we're going to be able to get dragon flying, and then we'll finish the campaign.
I started the campaign, and being a seasoned WoW player with goals and aspirations, I knew 3 things. 1, this questline would be bullshit, and it's literally just a roller coaster to max level because the story is absolutely trash now, and I'd get way better gear from doing catch-up mechanics in the end game. 2, I needed to get to max level as fast as I could because my goal is almost impossible given my time frame. 3, there is ethical and non-ethical ways to play WoW. And let me tell you, those demons, they nipped at my heels. Dragonflight questing was fun, and while I still hadn't taken the time to read my abilities, I had such a blast leveling with my friend, destroying mobs and listening to the extremely compelling and very interesting story of the game.
I will not look at a single boob, and I will not look at a single butt in this video! Let's go!
Before I knew it, we had spent hours just leveling my character. Time was running out, and we had already spent 6 hours just leveling. I needed to figure something out for leveling faster. And to make matters worse, my friend had just logged off for the night.
Cups of the rose.
And for some reason, my ability to kill mobs had fallen off of a cliff. That's when my internal monologue kicked in. You are a Wrath of the Lich King pumper, a freaking gaming god. You are so above all of this leveling nonsense. It's not even gonna matter, man. You just need to get through this. You know what you have to do. Blizzard would want you to, or they wouldn't have made such a shit story. And unlike other mechanics in this game, they wouldn't have made it so easy just to find and click, just to get your hands on this sweet in-game currency. I tried to resist, but alas, I could not. The demons closed in, and Diablo 4 Season 1 is coming, baby, so we don't have time for this bullshit. I had to get going. I caved. 30k gold and a scam later, I was 70, baby. Ready to destroy current content like an absolute fiend. It was time to pump. All I needed to do now was get this gear. Then I could get into a raid group and destroy this game. It was going to be glorious. In Wrath, I would simply get a group for low tier content, either a raid or a dungeon. And since I would be the group lead position, I would be the master looter, and I could easily funnel all loot that dropped to myself. This would give me very bad reputation.
He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg.
But I could quickly become an extremely powerful character. This has worked for all 3 of my characters in Wrath. My plan was to do the same thing in retail, but there was one small issue. So I can't master loot myself the gear?
No, no. All right, so for you to mythic raid, you're gonna have to do mythic zeros to get a mythic key. All right, and that's gonna give us a key that we can keep running, and that levels up. That levels up all the way up to 20 to get the maximum amount of loot. And so it starts off at 0% harder from a mythic 0 once you get a +2, and then it goes up like by 8% to 9%, all the way up to like a mythic 10 where it's almost 100% harder, and then you got to go to a 15. And once you get to a 15, that's when the loot starts really dropping. Once you get to a 15, you can probably get like the loot you need to actually mythic raid. I mean, you can do heroic raids and get like the same loot, but it's going to be a lot easier and a lot quicker if we do mythic dungeons.
Oh no.
And with time running out, our faithful champion unknowingly stares into the face of a monumentous challenge. Would classic WoW brain rot get the best of him? Would he be able to get the gear in time? Or would our champion conquer the impossible? Find out in the next chapter of JavamonkeyJ's Dragonflight adventure.